I think you have understood the difference between the preemptive type of kernel and non-preemptive type of kernel. It's very simple. Okay. So what happens in non-preemptive type of kernel? If your microcontroller is executing a low priority task, and if high priority task comes, or if high priority task interrupt the microcontroller, so microcontroller will not execute the high priority task, rather than it will execute the low priority task first, and once low priority task is over, it will execute the high priority task. Okay, so that is what done with the low non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay, so there is a one disadvantage of non-preemptive type of kernel is that the high priority task, okay, they have to wait for more time. Okay, even though they have the highest priority, they have to wait for the low priority task to be executed. So now that is the disadvantage. So that's we have another type of kernel called as a preemptive type of kernel. Here, if your low priority task is interrupted by the high priority task, the microcontroller will interrupt the low priority task and execute the high priority task first. And once high priority task is executed, again it come back to the low priority task. Okay, so this is how the high priority task is executed, and this particular type of kernel is used in RTOS. Okay, so that's why I have explained these two type of kernel. So if there is any question which type of kernel is used in RTOS, so let's remember this, that is preemptive type of kernel is used by RTOS. Okay, and it will not use a non-preemptive type of kernel. Is it clear? RTOS will use a preemptive type of kernel. So that is what the conclusion from these two slides. Okay, so RTOS will always execute or always use preemptive type of kernel. Here it is very important to execute a high priority task, okay, by interrupting the low priority task. Okay, I think this is clear. So in preemptive type of kernel, the highest priority task ready to run is always given control of the CPU. Okay, when a task makes a higher priority task ready to run, the current task is preempted, that is suspended. Okay, and the higher priority task is immediately given control of the CPU. Okay, so the meaning is the same, that is whenever high priority task interrupts the low priority task, in preemptive type of kernel, it will give the control to the highest priority task first, and once it is executed, it will give the control to the again low priority task. So here our objective is satisfied, or it is achieved by executing a highest priority task first and then executing a low priority task. So anyhow we are going to execute both the tasks, but whatever the important task we have to execute first. So that objective is achieved with the preemptive type of kernel, and this is the reason why we use preemptive type of kernel in RTOS. Okay, so that is what my intention. Okay, I think you have understood this. Okay, are you getting preemptive type and non-preemptive type? If yes, then we will go to the next point. Just give me the confirmation whether you are getting the difference between the preemptive type of kernel and the non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay, yes. In exam also, just remember, you have definitely question on these two, preemptive type of and non-preemptive type of kernel, theoretical questions, and also at the time of oral, you will ask to explain the these two type of kernels. Okay, that is what the importance of this point. Okay, and the importance of task state transition diagram also. Okay, so these are very important points in RTOS. So we have 10 minutes. I will try to go for the next point. Okay. The next point is a reentrancy, or called as a reentrant functions or non-reentrant functions. Have you if you gone through this type of functions, have you heard about these functions, reentrant functions and non-reentrant functions? So this point is basically from the C actually. Okay, it depends upon your the knowledge of your C language. Okay, so this topic might help in your programming also. This is very important point. that is reentrant and non-reentrant type of functions. Just see, it's a functions. Okay. And from your C, you have the functions, pointers, arrays, okay, likewise file handling. Okay, so out of that, this is the function. So I will not again explain the theoretical. First, we will take an example, and then I will explain what is a this reentrant and non-reentrant. Okay. So I will take the first. Just say there are two types of functions. One is called as a non-reentrant functions, and second is called as a reentrant functions. Okay. So let us first understand what is a non-reentrant type of functions. Okay. So to explain this concept, I will take one example of swapping the numbers. Okay. So I have to swap two numbers. That is, I have number X and I have number Y. So I have to swap the contents of X into Y and Y into X. That is my objective. And to achieve this objective, I will write a simple function of swap. Okay. So this is the example swap. Okay. So swap and this two brackets shows that this is the function. Okay. And the code for this function is written here. Okay. So this is the code for function swap. So how to swap the contents of two numbers? Okay. Let's see. int temp. Okay. This is called as a the data types. Okay. So there are a lot of I think a training program that arranged okay, for fundamentals of C programming, like what are different types of data types. So I will not explain again what is int. Okay. So let us define one of the variable called as a temperature. Okay, whose data type is integer, and if you define this data type above the function, so this type of data is called as a global data. Okay. And you have the main function that is a swap. So find swap, and now this function swap, you should have to pass the two parameter. That is a int pointer x comma int pointer y. Just see. So this is a function pointer. So it also uses the pointer. It is uses the pointer to pass the your parameter. So integer pointer x, integer pointer y. Okay. And how to exchange the contents of x and y? So I will we will require one another temporary variable temp. Okay. So temp is another variable. Okay. So first I will copy the contents of x. It's very simple. Copy the contents of x into the temperature, one variable. Okay. Then copy the contents of y into the x. Okay. And now copy the contents of your x, which is copied into temp. Okay, temp variable into the y. Okay, and your curly bracket. So this is over. So it's very simple. That is, first of all, you copy the contents of your first variable x into some temporary variable temp. Then you copy the contents of y into x. Okay, so the first one data transfer is achieved. Now second is you have to copy the contents of your x into the y, but now we have saved the contents of x into the variable temp. So copy the temp into the y. Okay. So this is how I can exchange the contents of x and y. Is it okay? Is it okay for swap function? Are you getting or not? This is simple C code. Okay, that is how I can just say. So this will help you to write a function also. That is, if somebody asks you to write a function to swap two numbers, okay, so you can use this particular function swap. Okay. Now here pointer is used so that you can swap a large number of numbers. Okay. If I use only int x and int y, so in this case I can use only two numbers, or I can swap only two numbers. Okay, between x and y. I think this is one. So example is a swap is a simple function that swaps the contents of two arguments. Okay, and here temp is declared as a global integer. Okay, so what is local integer and global integer? You try to note it down. Okay, this is also a very important question in your C programming. Okay, that is local variable and what is a global variable. Now this is very interesting example. You just see again, you have to correlate this swap function, okay, into two tasks. Let I have a two tasks. First task is a low priority task, and as usual, I have the high priority task. The scenario will be the same. I have one microcontroller. I have two tasks. One is a low priority task, and second is a high priority task. Okay, and as usual, again, we know that your microcontroller will always execute the low priority task. Okay, and for low priority task, I have written some C code over here. So this low priority task code is shown here. Okay, what are the statements? You just read the statement carefully. File 1, okay, file 1 curly bracket x equal to 1, y equal to 2. Okay, uh, that is, what is the objective of this low priority task is to exchange the contents of x and y. That is, now x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. So I have to just make it reverse. That is, y should be 1 and x should be 2. So that is my objective of low priority task. Okay, and I can achieve this swapping by using the swap function. So I will write a function swap, okay, address of x comma address of y, okay, and then I will use a code for the swap function, that is temp equal to x, that is copy the contents of x into temporary variable, then copy the y into x, and then you copy the temp variable temp which having the value of x into the y. So this is how I can swap the contents of x and y. Then curly bracket is complete, and there is a some real-time RTOS function called as a OS time delay. Okay, so OS time delay means it will give a time delay of 1 second or maybe 1 millisecond depending upon the parameter of your function time delay. So OS means operating system time delay. So this is a practical code I have taken from the unit number 3, that is MUCOS 2. Okay, microcontroller operating system 2, who uses this kinds of function to generate a time delay. Okay, are you getting this? So what is the objective of this low priority task is to swap the two numbers from x and y whose values is 1 and 2. So at the end of the execution of this low priority task, my x value should be 2 and my y value should be 1. Okay, I think this is clear. Now second, I have the second higher priority task. Okay, in higher priority task also I have the same kind of objective. Okay, but I have another parameter. So parameter rather than x, I have z and t. The parameters of z equal to 3 and parameter of t equal to 4. And by using the swap function swap swap address of z comma address of t, and then copy the contents of z into temporary variable temp. Okay, and then copy the contents of t into the z, okay, and copy the contents of z into the t. Okay, that is, I can swap the contents of z and t. So after the execution of high priority task, the output of my high priority task should be such that z should have the value of 4 and t should have the value of 3. Okay, so that is what the objective. I have just swapped these two contents. Okay, but now what happened practically in this case, depending upon the type of your function, whether it is a re-entered functions or the non-re-entered functions. So we'll take an example, that is, let your microcontroller will execute the low priority task. Okay, as usual, it has executed. Just see the carefully. Low priority task is in execution. Microprocessor has executed the first statement, file 1, then curly bracket x equal to 1, y equal to 2. Okay, and right now microcontroller is in execution of executing the function swap. Okay, so swap x and y, this statement is also executed, and there is one more statement is executed, that is temp equal to x. Okay, so now this statement is executed. Now what is the value of temp at this point? Can anybody tell me the value of temp? What is the value of temp? Microcontroller is executing low priority task. It has executed the first statement from the swap function, that is temp equal to pointer of x. Now I want to know what is the value of temp. Anybody? Whether students are present or not. We have 13 students. Okay. Temp equal to x. Anybody? Are you getting or not? Temp equal to 1. Okay, from Gaikwad I have got the answer. It's very simple. Just see. You have to execute statement by statement. Okay, from Kakade it's 1. It's correct. So temp equal to x. That is, what is the value of x? Now, what is the value of x is 1. So copy the value of 1 into temp. Okay. So temp having a value of 1, and now what happened? This very interesting situation. That is, now at this instant there is an external interrupt occur. That is, some ISR occurs. Okay, that is means some higher priority task has given the interrupt. Okay, so this shows that if you observe it, there is a transition from a statement. So at instant 1 there is an ISR, interrupt service routine. Okay, at instant 2 some OS initialization exit function is occurred and the control is shifted to the OS. Okay, so as we know that in preemptive type of kernel, what happened whenever the low priority task is in execution, and if high priority task is interrupted. Okay, interrupted, so that time our scheduler will shift the control from low priority task to the high priority task. Okay, so right now your low priority task in execution, and only one statement is executed where the value of x is copied into temp. So temp having a value of 1, and at this instant some ISR occurs. Because of this ISR, now microcontroller shifts its control from the low priority task to the high priority task. Okay, and now what is the high priority task? File 1. Okay, z equal to 3, t equal to 4. The statements are executed. Okay, then swap equal to z and t. Now what is value of temp equal to z? Anybody? Temp equal to z. What is value of temp here in high priority task? Copy the value of z into the variable temp. So what is the value of temp? What is the value of temp? It's a 3. Okay, it's correct. From Harshada, Sneha, also this is the correct answer. Now then what is the value of z? Z equal to 2. That is, copy the value of t into z. So what is the value of z? You read the statement. No, it's okay. Backward, it's not 2, it's a 4. Okay, it's a 4. So because the value of t equal to 4, so copy 4 into z. Then what is the value of t equal to 10? What is the value of t? What is the value of t? T equal to temp. That is, copy the value of temporary variable into t. What is the value? What is the temporary value of temporary variable? Temp. It's a 3. So it's yes, correct. So value of t equal to 3. Okay, and value of z equal to 4. Okay. So what is our objective of high priority task? To swap the functions between to swap the functions or to swap the values between z and t. So now high priority task will swap the two numbers correctly, that is z having a value of 4 and t having a value of 3. So the objective of this high priority task is achieved. Okay. Now once this is executed, you just observe there is a curly bracket dot dot and OS time delay functions. Once this function is over, let's see, once high priority task is over, now what is the value of temp? What is value of temp at the time of high priority task? The value of temp equal to 3. Remember this. The value of temp is equal to 3. Now, once high priority task is completed, now your microcontroller can shift to the low priority task because low priority task is not executed. Okay. So you have to execute the low priority task. So right now your scheduler will just see there is an arrow shows that a file shifting from high priority task to the low priority task, the value of a variable temp is equal to 3. So operating system will always will shift the control from the high priority task to the low priority task. Okay, and if you observe in the low priority task, we have completed the first statement temp equal to x. Okay, so we know that at this statement the value of temp is equal to 1. But when you comes from high priority task to the low priority task, now you have to copy the contents of y into x. Now what is the content of x? Can anybody tell me the contents of x here? What is the contents of x? Copy the contents of y into content x. So what is the content of x? Anybody? Okay, Falke has given yes. No, the contents of x is 2. Okay, because what is the value of y? You just observe the value of y is equal to 2. So copy the value of 2, that is y, which is a 2 into x. So now x having a value of 2. Okay, it's correct. Next is y equal to temp, that is copy the value of value in variable temp into the variable y. Now what is the value in variable temp? Anybody? What is the value of value in temp? Patwale has given the 1. Okay, yes, that is correct. Okay, but when 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 we are executing the low priority task, okay, but what happened, we have just get interrupted after the temp. Okay, that time we have the value of 1. After that we have shifted from low priority to high priority, and we have executed the high priority task over here. And in high priority task, the value of your variable temp is equal to, what is the value? What is the value in temp? In high priority task, just see in arrow here shows, okay, Patwale has shown, okay, so that is correct. It's a temp equal to 3. Okay, very good, very good. It's a temp equal to 3. That means when we are executing the high priority task, the value of your variable temp is get changed from 1 to 3. So right now the value of temp variable is equal to 3, and now this 3 is copied into the variable y. Okay, so now at the end of the execution of this low priority task, what is the value of x? The value of x equal to 2, but what is the value of y? The value of y is equal to 3, which is a completely incorrect swapping of the number of low priority tasks. Okay, that means in low priority tasks we are not getting the correct swapping of the number. Okay, because here the value of x is correct, which is a 2, but the value of y, it should be 1, but rather than 1 it is 3. Okay, so this is what happened with a non-reentrant type of functions. Okay, this is the what happened. That means we are losing the contents. That means our task is incorrect. Okay, so what happened in non-reentrant type of function? That is whenever a low priority task is interrupted. Okay, so that time the data corruption occurs. Okay, so the function which corrupt the data whenever they are switching from low priority task to high priority task, and from again high priority task to low priority task, in this scenario the original data is lost. Okay, so this type of functions are called as a non-reentrant type of functions. Okay, so I will just explain what is a definition of non-reentrant functions. So just see, this is what the definition of non-reentrant type of functions. That is, if data corrupted when processor switches from one task to another task, then function is called non-reentrant. Okay, that means whenever we switch from one function to another functions, or from one task to another task, it is expected that our our data should not be corrupted. That is, both the tasks should give the correct output. Okay, but this is not possible if you use the non-reentrant type of functions. Okay, so in the non-reentrant type of functions, whenever we switch from one task to another task, the data is corrupted. Okay, that means your one of the task is failed. Okay, most of the time it's a low priority task. So this kind of functions are not good. Okay, so we should avoid such a kind of functions in RTOS. So in RTOS, do not use non-reentrant type of functions. Okay, I hope you have understood the non-reentrant type of functions. Okay, right now it's more than 12 p.m. So I will stop here. But I hope that you have understood the non-reentrant type of functions. Just give me the confirmation. Okay. From all, whether you have understood the non-reentrant functions or not. Yes or no? Only one yes is there. So what about other people's? Yes, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, I will provide this slides also on your Google Classroom. Okay, so that will that help you, okay, to understand the these concepts. Okay. It's very simple. Once you understood, it's very simple. If you're not understood, it's really difficult. And also, this will help you to write a proper code in C also. Okay, it will help to improve the programming knowledge of your C. So we will stop here. Just remember what we have gone through today. That is the types of kernels, non-preemptive type of kernels, preemptive type of kernel of RTOS, and we have the conclusion that preemptive type of kernel is used in RTOS because we have to execute a highest priority task first. Okay. Then there are two types of functions, reentrant functions and non-reentrant functions. In non-reentrant functions, that we have seen that whenever we switch from one task to another task, the data is lost. Okay, so data corruption occurs. So we try to avoid such kind of functions in the RTOS. Okay, so maybe in the next lecture we will see the again second type of functions called as a reentrant functions, and so this is one example for this. Okay, and if I have the time, again I will compare both the functions, reentrant and non-reentrant functions. Okay. I hope you have understood. Yes, so we'll stop here. Okay.